evening, everybody, and welcome to the West Olympia Hotel RL. We got a huge crowd here tonight, huge crowd. My name is Scott Schoengarth, and I am the Vice President of the Board of Entertainment Explosion, but more important, I am the producer and director of our annual benefit concert for homeless kids called A Really Big Shoe. Now, this show tonight is actually taking place in Thurston County, Washington. I know some people in the rooms may be watching this, and they're from different places, or they may actually show this in other parts of the country. So the key is, I want to tell you what we're doing here in Thurston County for our homeless kids, and maybe you can do the same kind of program in your part of the country when you go home. All righty? Now, we started this, we meaning Entertainment Explosion, started this 11 years ago when we decided that we wanted to form a singing group of folks at the time that were 55 and older. The growing population, in case you don't know it, there are 10,000 people in this country turning 65 every day. Okay? That's a lot of people getting into that bracket. And that's going to keep going until the year 2030. So 65 and older is the growing population. Okay, so we decided to get together and put together a singing group of about 40, 50, 60 people and put on some shows. And one of the things we decided to do was to do a show at the Washington Center for the Performing Arts, which in Olympia is the big theater. It holds 982 people. A lot of professional shows go through there. And I thought it'd be really cool if we could have a show where our people would have the chance to perform on the big stage with a big audience and spotlights and all that stuff going on. So we all said, yes, we're going to do that. And then we suddenly realized that in doing that, we would be making some money. And we didn't have a clue what to do with the money. Since this was a nonprofit organization, we couldn't keep it for ourselves, but we needed a cause. And that meeting actually took place on a Saturday. And the very next day, Sunday morning, in our local newspaper, The Olympian, they ran a front page story about the number of homeless kids in Thurston County, and in the state for that matter. And it was like the light bulb went off, and we decided that we were going to do a concert that would raise money for homeless kids. And so I went around first to 4 and into the 8 local school districts and found out that they had homeless coordinators in each of those districts to help the kids who were low income or had no place to live. And the state, through the McKinney-Vento Act, actually tracks all these numbers. And it's amazing. In the 8 school districts that we raised money for in the 2015-16 school year, they recognized 2,001 children that are homeless. And homeless means they live in cars, they couch surf, they live in tents, in campgrounds, or they have no place to live. Now, we also have a group here in Thurston County called Community Youth Services. And Community Youth Services doesn't raise money, but they take care of the older kids, the ones that have dropped out of school or aged out of foster care. In 2015, they served almost 6,500 kids that fell into that category. And those are not the 2,000 that are still in school, the younger ones that are in our 8 school districts. So you're looking about 8,000 kids in a 3-city area here with, over 100,000 people, but that's still a lot of kids. And you hear all the time about the homeless people and the ones living on the downtown streets and in the alleys and doing all those kind of things. What you don't hear about is the kids. And so we got with the school districts and talked and found out what they needed and what they needed for these kids. And so as we started performing and raising money, we put together a little agreement that said, okay, the money's not for salaries and it's not for buildings and buses and those kind of things. It's for you to help these kids. And in a minute, I'll read you some of the stories from the districts, but they use the money for things like clothing, food, shelter, transportation, school fees, graduation fees, job search fees, in some cases, campground, lavatory, and shower fees, and these kind of things. But the key thing was shoes. And so we took that. Kids needed shoes. And the old Ed Sullivan, A Really Big Shoe. And that's where we came up with the name of A Really Big Shoe for our concert. And we have done 10 of these so far, and here in Olympia, we'll be doing our 11th one on March the 12th down at the Washington Center again. And so far, let me take a step back. Everybody, we lowered the age a little bit to 50, but everybody in our group is 50 to 88 years old right now, performing, working behind the scenes, working in the lobby. And so far, through the first 10 shows, we have given to those 8 school districts and to CYS just over $250,000. And it's amazing when you consider a bunch of old people that didn't have a clue what they were doing. And I mean it, we didn't have a clue. In fact, we met yesterday with the Washington Center director that runs the whole thing, and he said, well, once again, you and this one other group are our most difficult group to work with because, we're basically amateurs, and they have professional traveling groups that come in that bring their own equipment, know what they're doing, and we sort of don't. So, but we've had a fantastic time doing this. And I said $250,000. We already have money, a lot of money in the bank for this next show. So we'll be close to over $275,000 by the time we finish Big Shoe 11. And so what I'm saying is, any town with some volunteers and some ideas and some spunk can put together a program like this if you want to do something for the homeless kids in your area. And the first thing to do is go out and find out that they actually exist in your neighborhood. Because you think in an affluent community that maybe that's not a problem and you don't see the kids sleeping on the sidewalk. But go to the schools, talk to their coordinators and so forth, and you'll hear stories that you can't believe. It's like this is heart-rending. And so what we do for the Big Shoe is we raise money through ticket sales. We raise money through donations during the shoe. We have this huge carved wooden shoe that was given to us. And people put money in there, and they hand it to the clowns at the door and our credit card table and so forth. Last year, just from that intermission, we got $5,000. And then we also have some great sponsors that have been with us, many of them from the beginning, like OB Credit Union and Anchor Bank and the City of Tumwater. City of Lassie has been there a number of times. Panorama, the Confederated Tribes of the Chehalis Reservation, Olympia Federal Savings, Dr. Goen, just a whole slew of them that come back every year at some at the $1,000 up to almost $3,000 level, helping us out. So when you take the sponsor money and what we net from the ticket sales and the money donated in the pot there, last year we were able to give out just $34,000 to those districts. And one thing we do, which we thought at the beginning was a great idea, and it still is, each of those districts are different sizes. So you got the big ones in North Thurston and Olympia and Tumwater, then it goes down till you get down to Rochester, Tenino, Rainier. But we give the same amount of money to each district. We don't do it based on size, and the reasoning behind that is that the smaller districts have less opportunities and less other people coming in and giving them money to help for the homeless kids, where the big ones have more opportunities to raise money on their own. And so by giving the same amount to each one, we think that's fair, even though it might be fewer kids in the smaller district and more in the larger district. And that's the case. I'm going to tell you something here. I have the latest numbers. Our one district, North Thurston, has 798 homeless kids in it this year. And those are the ones they know about. And those aren't the ones that are just low income. They might be living someplace, but they have no money. 798 kids fall into our largest one, and it goes down to 428 in Shelton, which I've got a letter from Shelton I'll read in a second, all the way down to about 45 in Tenino. So it varies, but we give the same amount to each one, and then we will give a larger amount to community youth services because they help more children than the school districts do. So we'll split those 8 checks evenly, a bigger one to the community youth services, and then this year our show is in March, so in April we have dates to go to all their school board meetings. We'll walk in there and we'll hand them a check anywhere between $2,500 and $3,500 for each school district to use. And one of the things we asked them to do is, send us a recap of how the money was used in the previous year. And I've got 3 of them that I didn't memorize it, so I'm going to read it for you and just tell you how the money's used. This is the Shelton School District. We cannot thank Entertainment Explosion enough for the generous check we received for 2016. The number of homeless children in our district has consistently been at 9 to 10% of our school population for the past 8 years. Approximately 400 children have been identified in our district each year. They were really into the lumber industry up there, and a lot of those mills have shut down. And so the parents are out of work, and the kids are the ones that are affected by that. The needs of these students and their families are many. We tried to use the funds to reach as many students as possible, but to also address the unique needs of some of our neediest students. During 2016, your donation funds were used in the following ways. New, durable, warm winter clothing such as sweatshirts and winter coats for 70 students. Basic school supplies that benefited 300 students. Hygiene supplies that benefited 200 students. Laundry vouchers, something we take for granted, that benefited 100 students. And PE uniforms for 10 students. Again, thank you for your fundraising and generous support you give to our homeless children and youth. Now, the North Thurston School District, which is our biggest one, a really big thank you to Entertainment Explosion for your support of our homeless students. We had nearly 800 students in our district who were experiencing homelessness during the 2015-16 school year. We were able to help many of these children with clothing, shoes, hygiene supplies, school supplies, and much more. We were able to pay for a couple of our homeless middle school students to attend a leadership conference, as well as help several of our unaccompanied homeless youth who are graduating seniors purchase their cap and gown. These are just some of the many wonderful ways we're able to support some of our most needy students. We are so thankful for the compassionate partnership we have with Entertainment Explosion. Tumwater School District. Here are some of the things the district spent Big Shoe funds on in 2016 to help the 200 homeless kids in Tumwater. Clothing, shoes, including a pair for homecoming and a specialized pair of wrestling shoes for a student with a disability, field trips, birth certificates, Washington State ID cards, sleeping bags, football gear, and laundry detergent. Now, a lot of these things you think, oh, everybody has those. Well, they don't. And when it comes to some of these fees that they have to pay, if you have a foster child living in a home where there's X amount of money coming in, there may not be money to do these things. The cap and gown is a great example. Every kid should have a cap and gown for graduation. What do they want to play sports? What do they want to play in the band or any of those kind of things? There's that stigma because everybody knows that they don't have money, they're homeless, they're wearing shoes with holes in them. So we ask these districts to do that. Now, one of them, I don't have the letter, but from Rochester School District, they went out and bought 75 pairs of tennis shoes right off the bat, put them on their shelf in the schools, and so when kids came in needing shoes, they were able just to give it to them right then and say, here's a new pair of shoes for you. And in many cases, that's the first pair of new shoes these kids have ever had because they tell us those stories. Now, with Community Youth Services, there was a time where our board president at the time was driving down the street and got stopped for the summer repairs to the roads crews that are all over the place. And so you had the flagger people out there. And the one flagger girl came up to her and said, I know you. You're from that explosion group. She goes, I'm with CYS, and the money you gave to CYS paid for the flagger school for me and for my friend who's working over there. So we now have jobs because of the money you gave that allowed us to go to school and get the certificate that we needed. And it was like, whoa. Because in most cases, and you'll find this in your towns too, that you never see the kids. You don't meet the kids. You don't know their names. There's a middleman or middlewoman in between there. So you're just hearing stories. But that was a chance for us to actually go face-to-face with two girls from high school level, about 17 or 18, that had benefited from the money that we raised. So, it gave us the incentive to keep going. I want to tell you, we started, I told you 11 years ago, there are actually 7 people now, plus a band, that have been doing this all 11 years. I've been there every year. We have 4 more that have done it 10 years, 2 for 9 years, 4 for 8, 3 for 7, and another 5 for 6 years, plus all kinds of new people that have worked their way in. So some of us have been doing this for a long time, and it's really cool. Now, we're going to do something different next year. Instead of the members of Entertainment Explosion doing a really big shoe 12, and we've been practicing for like ever, and people are still working on their words, and there's a lot of work, and of course every year we're 1 year older, and next year what we're going to do is we're going to still have a really big shoe 12 and promote it, but instead of us performing on the stage, we have the folk singing legends, the Brothers Four, who are going to come into Olympia and put on a 2-hour show for us, and all the money raised will once again go to the kids. So that's how we're going to do it at Big Shoe 12. We also have dates for 2019. We're not quite sure what we're going to do with that yet, but we've booked up the dates. So we're going to try and keep going because the need is not going to go away, unfortunately. The need's not going to go away. And in fact, statewide, I noticed that the number of homeless kids has now gone up to about 40,000 in the state of Washington. 40,000! You know, because you've got Pierce, Spokane, and King counties. Snohomish, the big ones, have a lot more kids than we do. So this is just our way in a small town to help our kids. But I think every town should be doing something to help the kids in their district that don't have any other opportunity for these kinds of things. I want to give you a little teaser for those of us here in the hotel and the lobby that are actually going to be going to the show this year at March 12th. Some of the songs that are going to be performed. Because people go, oh, I know that one, that's cool, that's great. Fine Array, I'm not going to tell you who's singing it, but songs like He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Winchester Cathedral, At the Hop, April Love, Fire and Rain, Where the Boys Are, You Don't Own Me, You Can't Hurry Love, King of the Road. You've heard of all these, haven't you, audience? Yeah. Anything you can do, I can do better. Great, do it. That is going to rock the place. Hopelessly Devoted to You from Greece. We will have a section called Salute to Our Octogenarians. And we will have 5 people come out there and each sing a solo. And they are 80, 82, 82, 84, and 88 years old. And it's funny. During the practices, I pointed out to everybody that the octogenarians were the ones that all knew their words already. And we have some of the younger ones in their 60s and 70s that haven't figured out how to do that yet. They have got it down. In Act 2, you'll hear things like Sloop John B., Hang On Sloopy, Heart of Gold by me. That'll be worth the price of admission right there. Impossible Dream, The Twist, I Get Around, Sounds of Silence, Respect, Hey Jude, Midnight Train to Georgia, Me and Bobby McGee, Folsom Prison Blues, Sunshine on My Shoulders, Bad Bad Leroy Brown, Up on the Roof by a guy named John Morgan. It'll melt your heart. He is so good. So good. He's a new guy, so you haven't heard him before. And Everybody Get Together. Try to love some. That one, okay? And then we're going to close with 2 group songs that I just thought were both very appropriate. One is, if I can turn the page, yeah. One is called Perfect Harmony. Remember? Da-da-do-do-do-do, that one. Perfect song, and there'll be some actual ad-libbing talking in the middle of that, talking about kids. And then finally, we're going to finish with a song that the new Christy Minstrels made famous. They won't be there, but we will. And it's called Our Last Farewell. The idea being that as far as being on the stage, this might be our last farewell of the Big Shoe. So we picked that song, and it's a tearjerker, but it's great. Okay, so if you're listening, if you're in another town, you just need to get a group of interested people together and decide you want to do something and then figure out a way to do it. And that's what we did here in Olympia by putting together the Really Big Shoe series of concerts. We got great participation from the local media, from the TV stations, radio stations, the newspapers, the senior news. In fact, in a couple days, they're going to come out with the March issue, and we're going to be on the front cover of the senior news. So at least that's what I was told. And lots of publicity. We go out to all the senior facilities, places that have vans and buses, and get them excited about the show and ask them to sign up and bring their busloads of people out. And that really fills up the place. And like the biggest church here in town, Catholic Church, they're stuffing 1,500 flyers in their bulletin this Sunday, and I think a couple of Sundays after that. And we always get a lot of people from St. Michael's, and we get a ton of people from Sacred Heart Catholic Church, too. Oh, there's some here today. Woo! That's really cool. So it's a great show. If you're in town, come. You can always go to entertainmentexplosion.org and push on the donate button and make a donation. That's easy to do. If you can't come to the show, don't tell me, oh, I'm busy, I can't come. Instead, say, I can't come, so I went to the website and I pushed the donate button, and donated, $1,000 or something. Yeah. Something like that, And then when it's all said and done, we'll divvy it up, go out, give it to the schools, and the kids will have money for things that they don't have right now. So it's a really cool cause. It's a great show. And to prove to you that it's a great show, I have brought with us our women's singing group. They're known as the Q Ladies. And they're going to come out here and sing a medley, a song, and a medley. It's about 20 minutes long or something like that. They're really good.
They know all the words.
They know the words, yes. And when they're done, if I hear enough cheering here in the lobby, I'll come out and sing 2 songs too. I like that.
And you know the words, right?
I hope so. You never know. In fact, we had a lady, she was our oldest member at the time, and she would come out there with a live piano player versus a dead one, but a live piano player. And they had it set up that if she was forgetting her words, which she would do sometimes, she would make it act like it was part of the song. And she would turn to Eric and say, Eric, what's my next line? And he'd make something up, and then she'd keep going. And the audience thought it was a hoot, never realizing she did not know, the next line. We've had people put words on the back of people in front of them. We've had props like this, like they're holding up a prop, and the words are on the back. All kinds of ways to try and remember your words. It's just not easy to do. But these ladies know the words, and they're going to come out right now and start off with the first medley, Sweet Talking Guy. And I'm going to go try and start the music.
Thank you, Scott.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
In fact, you could introduce yourself while I'm trying to find the music.
I'm Karin Wilson.
Maggie Schoengarth. I'm Meggin.
I'm Karin.
And I'm Anna Sue.
What's your names? You look so familiar. Frances, Dee, Rose, Jackie, Sherry, Lou. We knew you, Lou. We know them, too.
Yeah.
They're family.
Well, who are you people? What's your name? Greg. And who are you? Oh. Okay.
Are they sweet talking
Nice to have you.
guys?
Yes. Sweet talking guys.
Sweet talking guy, talking sweet kind of lies. Don't you believe in him? If you do, he'll make you cry. And then tell with another girl, 'cause he's a sweet talking guy, but he's my kind of guy. He's sweeter than sugar, ooh, he makes us like wine. Oh, he's so fine. Don't let him under your skin. Oh no, 'cause you'll never win. No, you'll never win. Love today, tomorrow he's on his way. 'Cause he's a sweet talking guy, but he's my kind of guy. Sweet talking guy. Why do I love him like I do? Stay away from him, stay away from him. Don't believe he's lying. No, 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 you'll never win. No, you'll never win. You'll just keep on crying. Don't give him love today. Tomorrow he's on his way. 'Cause he's a sweet talking, sweet talking, sweet talking, sweet talking, sweet talking, sweet talking, sweet talking guy. Doodling, 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 doodling. He's so fine. Doodling, 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 doodling. Doodling, doodling, doodling. With the wave. Doodling, doodling, doodling. Doodling, doodling, but I'll make him mine. Doodling, doodling, doodling. Doodling, doodling, doodling. Doodling, doodling. He's so fine. Oh yeah, gotta be mine. Oh yeah, sooner or later. Oh yeah, I hope it's not later. Oh yeah, we got to get together. Oh yeah, the sooner the better. Oh yeah, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. dooby 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 doo wop wop. Shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. Shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. Shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. One fine day, you're gonna want me for your shooby dooby doo wop wop. Shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. Lord, I know you're the kind of boy who likes me lots to run around. I'll keep waiting, and someday, darling, you'll come to me when you want to settle down. Oh, one fine day, shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. And then you want to love her, shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. One fine day, you're gonna want me for your shooby dooby 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 doo wop wop. 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 Do-lang, do-lang, do-lang. Do-lang, do-lang, do-lang. You sweet talking God.
Thank you. Gershwin's music for you.
There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that he turns out to be someone who'll watch over me. I'm a little lamb who's lost in the wood. I know I could always be good to one who'll watch over me. Although he may not be the man some girls think of as handsome, to my heart he carries the key. Won't you tell him please to put on some speed? Follow my lead. Oh, how I need someone to watch over me. Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll look at me and smile, I'll understand, and in a little while he'll take my hand. And though it seems absurd, I know we both won't say too, from which I'll never roam. Who would you? And so on else above, I'm waiting for the man I love. I've got a crush on you, sweetie pie, all the day and night time. Hear me sigh. I never had the least notion that I could fall with so much emotion. Could you care for a tiny cottage we can share? The world will pardon my mush, 'cause I've got a crush, my baby, on you. I've got a crush, my baby, on you. On you, the man I love.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, wow.
Like you have a choice.
Thank you. Sure we all know this one.
Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, though near or far, like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every way. And forevermore, that's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable, unforgettable, that's what you are. That's what you are. Unforgettable, unforgettable, though near or far, like a song of love that clings to me. How the thought of you does things to me. Never before has someone been more unforgettable in every Johnny Angel.
Johnny Angel.
You're an angel to me. Johnny Angel, how I love him. He's got something that I can't resist, but he doesn't even know that I exist. Johnny Angel, how I want him, how I tingle when he passes by. Every time he says hello, my heart begins to fly. I'm in heaven, I get carried away. I dream of him and me, and how it's gonna be. Other fellas call me up for a date, but I just sit and wait. I'd rather concentrate on Johnny Angel, 'cause I love him, and I pray that someday he'll love me. And together we will see how lovely heaven can be. Johnny Angel, you're an angel to me. Johnny Angel, you're an angel to me. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Nobody knows where my Johnny has gone. At the same time. Oh, Johnny, why was he holding her hand when he's supposed to be mine? It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Judy and Johnny just walk through the door, with a queen and king. What a birthday surprise! Judy's wearing his ring. It's my party and I'll cry if I want to, cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to. You would cry too if it happened to. You would cry too if it happened to you. I don't know what it is that makes me love you so. I only know I never want to let you go. 'Cause you started something, oh can't you see, that ever since we met you've got a hold on me. It happens to be true. I only want to be with you. You stopped and smiled at me and asked if I'd care to dance. I fell into your open arms. I didn't stand a chance, not a chance. It doesn't matter where you go or what you do. I want to spend each moment of the day with you. Oh, look what has happened with just one kiss. I never knew that I could be in love like this. It's crazy, but it's true. I only want to be with you. I said no matter what you do, I only want to be with you. Johnny Angel.
Thank you, Q ladies. Song from my twin sister, Dolly Parton. If I should stay, I would only be in your way, and so I'll go. And yet I know that I'll think of you each step of the me. So goodbye. Oh, please don't cry. 'Cause we both know that I'm not what you need. And treat you kind, and I hope you have everything that you've ever dreamed of. I wish you hope, and I wish you happiness, but above all else, I wish you love. I love you, and I will always love you. All right, we're going to close with a song by the Oak Ridge Boys that we used to kick off our very first, a really big shoe. It's called Thank God for Kids. And I haven't sung it for 11 years either, so here comes the word thing. If it weren't for kids, have you ever thought there wouldn't be no Santa Claus? Look what the stork just brought, thank God for kids. And we all live in a quiet house without Big Bird or a Mickey Mouse. Kool-Aid on the couch, thank God for kids. Thank God for kids, there's magic for a while. Special kinds of sunshine with a smile. Did you ever stop to think or wonder why? Nearest thing to heaven is a child. Daddy, how does this thing fly? And 100 other wheres and why? I really don't know, but I try, thank God for kids. When I look down in those trusting eyes, look to me, I realize there's love that I can't buy. Thank God for kids. Thank God for kids, there's magic for a while. Special kind of sunshine with a smile. Ever stop to think or wonder why? Nearest thing to heaven is a child. When you get down on your knees tonight, thank the Lord for his guiding light. Pray they do it outright, thank God for kids. Thank God for kids. March 12th, Washington Center. Help us, help the kids. Thank you very much, Hotel RL. Thank you for this sellout crowd. Woo, 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 woo. Listen to that noise. Scott Schoengarth signing out.